Everybody is ablaze right now. Everybody's wondering, what is really going on with Angel Reese? Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky?
To be fixed, and I don't give a damn if I get fined because that shit cheap, and I am tired of the shit. Because I've been nice and I've been humble with it, but I am tired of the shit.
Game, her team won the championship game without her, and she feel like she was supposed to get a ring or whatever. I don't know.
Angel Reese appears to be in complete meltdown mode after reports surfaced that the Chicago Sky are taking legal action against her for allegedly walking away from the team in the middle of a season.
Angel Reese has thrown in the towel. She refuses to travel with the team. Once again, the team has a road game. We already saw she refused to travel with the team to Indiana versus the Fever.
Rather than taking accountability, she's taking shots at her own team, even as the numbers show the Chicago Sky playing sharper basketball without her. Faster execution, higher energy, and stronger results, especially when measured against Indiana's relentless dominance.
Once she was eliminated from the Rookie of the Year, she said her wrist was hurt. Unrivaled, she did not finish. She didn't even show up to the championship game.
Angel Reese has gone from being labeled the Chicago Sky's franchise centerpiece to a walking, talking, vanishing act. This was the player the organization was supposed to build around, the one expected to lead from the front, energize the locker room, and prove she deserved every ounce of the spotlight.
Angel, you gotta be, you have to have some level of self-awareness here.
Instead, she's turned into a case study in how to wreck your own reputation while your team slips down the standings. Now, as the Chicago Sky find themselves buried in legal issues and scrambling to salvage what's left of the season, their supposed star is nowhere to be found. Not just absent on the court, but mentally checked out, disconnected, disengaged, and gone like a bad Tinder date.
Obviously, showing a complete lack of leadership. Man. Caitlin Clark's been hurt. She traveling with the team, supporting on the...
And here's the real kicker. This isn't a one-time slip-up or some unlucky fluke. This is 3 straight seasons of the same behavior. 2 with the Chicago Sky, and 1 in the unrivaled league. That's not bad luck. That's a clear pattern. You could set a clock by it. The moment things get difficult, she's gone. Somehow, she always times her disappearing act right as the losing streak hits rock bottom. Every single time. It's almost impressive how consistent it is. She seems allergic to bad records, and now the Sky are sitting at 8-24, completely dead in the water, while fans are left asking the obvious question, is anyone going to admit this run is over?
Back a little bit. You can't want to be the villain. You can't pride yourself in being the villain, and then you lose, and all of a sudden you succumb to those emotions.
Let's be honest, this whole back injury storyline isn't exactly convincing. Since the All-Star break, Angel Reese has been officially listed as day-to-day with a back issue. Day-to-day for weeks. And that's not how day-to-day usually works. Normally, a player tweaks something, gets monitored, and either returns within a game or 2, or the team provides a real update, a timeline, a progress report, something. Here, nothing. No medical details, no reevaluation window, no indication she's ramping back up. Just silence. And don't try to pass this off as standard WNBA protocol. Even minor ankle sprains usually come with weekly status updates, probable, questionable, something on the injury report. With Reese, it's like the file vanished entirely. She's effectively in injury witness protection. And yes, back injuries are real, but they're also incredibly convenient. You can't point to an MRI and definitively say a player is ready. If someone says, "It hurts today," that's the end of a discussion. No one can challenge it without looking heartless, which makes it the perfect gray area, unverifiable, open-ended, and impossible to push back on.
The Chicago Sky, you guys are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. They need Angel Reese to play in games. Angel, where you at? Where are you at, Angel? This is nuts.
And let's not pretend this is her first perfectly timed exit. Think back to 2023, when she was supposedly locked in a Rookie of the Year race with Caitlin Clark. Everything was smooth, right up until Clark pulled ahead. Then suddenly, it was a season-ending wrist injury. Just like that, she was removed from the equation and off the hook for the rest of the year. Now here we are again. Same playbook, different body part. Fans aren't clueless. They're starting to connect the dots. It looks less like misfortune and more like a strategic escape hatch to avoid stacking more losses. When the team starts sinking, she makes sure she's not on the ship when it goes under.
Hey, look, bruh, you gotta remember, she quit in Unrivaled. She just stopped playing in Unrivaled. Said she was hurt, didn't show up for the championship game, didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up, didn't finish playing in none of the games.
But even if you give her the benefit of the doubt and assume the injury is legitimate, there's still no defending what came next. In the middle of the season's biggest rivalry game, Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever, she reportedly refused to travel. This wasn't just another matchup. This was the league's biggest draw. Prime ticket-selling territory. Caitlin Clark's house. This is the game the WNBA actively markets because it's the one fans actually show up for. And where was Angel Reese? Not on the floor, not on the bench, not even in the arena. Just completely absent.
I heard she was at the practice, but you did not travel with the team to the game. I think that's kind of whack, I'm not gonna lie. The leader of the team's supposed to be there.
You'd think after being embarrassed by Indiana time and time again, she'd show up out of sheer pride, but apparently not. The Indiana Fever have completely dominated Chicago, going 7-1 against them over the past 2 seasons. That's not a rivalry. That's a one-sided beating. If there was ever a moment when a team needed its star to at least be courtside, supporting her teammates, this was it. Instead, she was missing yet again.
The Indiana Fever are 7-1. I repeat, the Fever are 7-1 in 2 years against the Chicago.
And here's where it gets really shady. She's clearly able to travel. We've seen her show up to non-game events, smiling for cameras and soaking up attention at All-Star Weekend. No back issues there, apparently. But when it comes to actually supporting her team in a real game, suddenly travel is too much. At the very least, she could make the effort and fake it for the cameras. That's PR 101. She didn't even do that. Now, this is the 3rd straight season she skipped traveling with her team, 2 with the Chicago Sky and 1 in Unrivaled, and it's becoming a pattern. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has a legitimate groin injury, clearly tied to an on-court moment. Yet she still travels with her team, suits up on the bench, cheers on teammates, and helps break down plays during timeouts. That's leadership. And then you look at Reese, who can't even throw on some sweats and sit courtside. It's not just a bad look, it's career suicide level optics.
It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA.
Let's be real. The fans aren't getting injury updates, rehab clips, or any sign of progress. All they see is their star player disappearing in the middle of the season and refusing to show up for the games that matter most. In a league where image is everything, that's one of the worst moves you can make. It's one thing to be unable to play. It's another to not even try to appear invested. When a star is injured, the absolute minimum is showing up, staying engaged, and letting the fans and team know you're still in it with them. But Reese isn't just missing games. She's skipping the role of leader entirely. Fans notice. They talk. They roast it online. And each time she ducks another marquee matchup, that narrative only grows stronger. Angel Reese may have quit on the Chicago Sky. For the 3rd straight season, she's failed to finish, timing injuries perfectly as the team struggles. When she's out, the Sky actually play better. Offense flows, spacing improves, and the bench comes alive. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever dominate, showing that the franchise face hasn't moved the needle in the league's biggest matchups. Fans are noticing, and the narrative is clear. The star isn't leading, she's disappearing.